Hey, hey, hey. So I'm at work, and while I'm waiting for my students to come in, I just want to stop by and, pass this little message along. So I've been thinking all day how it's important to make sure that we are not complaining because complaining can stunt your growth. It can make your heart become unthankful and it can shift your perspective. And I'm saying this because you know, I found myself complaining recently because of a change that happened at my job. And with this change, it changes everything internally. It changes a whole lot, I should say. Not everything, but it changes a whole lot. It changes how I think, it changes how I prepare. It also changes what I do moving forward. And in the moments when I was complaining, I found myself getting discouraged and I found myself not wanting to do things and also doubting myself, wondering about my capabilities. Will I be able to continue the same way? Will I be able to produce the outcome that I planned initially to to have? And it teaches me that time mentor, if you're watching this, it teaches me that time does not work on my side all the time, and I'm not the master of time. So it's okay to pivot. But I found myself getting discouraged because I was busy looking at the change and all the work that I need to put in to make sure this change is progressive and that this change is effective and that this change is working out for me. And not gonna lie, I had to repent. I had to go back to God and I had to say, God, you will not give me more than I can bear. And if you put me in this position, it means that I'm prepared for it, or you're preparing me for something. You're preparing me for the outcome. You're preparing me for something in some way. You're preparing me for it. And repenting, and I found myself repenting for a couple of days. And last night I went home and I really had to repent because my heart was really not postured in the right place. And I noticed that I was getting out of character. I was doing things that I normally do not do. And I was allowing things to happen that I normally do not allow to happen because I am usually able to keep it together. But with this change, a lot has changed. No pun intended. But I woke up this morning and I felt the peace of God so strong. I felt that God was watching over me and God was with me. His tangible presence was there. And I allowed God to change my perspective, to change how I feel and how I felt about the change. And what I tell you, my mindset has been shifted because I was reading in Philippians where it was talking about how we need to rejoice in the Lord always, and how when we go through things, it's for the glory of God. And when we go through things, that's because God is working something out and is working out for our salvation. And our opponents, they are not happy about what is going on. So, of course, they're going to bring on the fight. But I've also been looking at the children of Israel, how they complained. And when they complained, their perspective did not change. They kept on looking at what was going on wrong. I also was looking at Eve, how Eve allowed the serpent to change her mindset and how she began to change because she listened to what the serpent was saying. So I say all of that to say, if we look at our situations and what's going wrong and what's going bad, it's going to shift our perspective and it's going to give us that tunnel vision. It's going to put blinkers on our eyes and we're not going to see what the outcome is intended to be. We're just going to see what is happening right now. We need to realize that storms don't last always. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy definitely comes in the morning. So if we shift our perspective and if we shift the way that we think and not look directly at the storm, then just know that we are going to come out as pure gold. We're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's okay to go through. It's okay for change to happen. All of that is okay. Just don't let it consume you. And it's when I decided to change and repent and recognize where I was and how I was looking headway into the storm, into the change, that I realized, of course, this is going to make me feel defeated. It's going to make me feel like incapable. When I know in actuality, I am capable. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And with God, I can overcome any obstacle. So I decided to change my perspective. And as much as the change kept on coming and it kept on attacking it, and it kept on doing what it does. It kept on doing what it does. And what it usually do, my stance change. And when my stance change, I noticed that slowly things that used to bother me, even up to yesterday when it bothered me, it didn't bother me today. It didn't bother me at all. So, complaining, it makes you unthankful. Complaining, it keeps you stuck. Complaining, it shifts your perspective to see the storm and not the bigger picture, not the outcome. And I found myself also encouraging someone who's going through the change along with me. And genuinely, I saw the person and I said, "Come here, friend. Let me give you a hug because I can see it on your face. I know what's going on. I know it. But we have to stand strong and um we have to have a different mindset because complaining is not going to take us anywhere." So I just wanted to leave that with you. Hope you are blessed. Hope, this encourage you in some way. And I'm about to get on with my day because my students are about to enter in. All right. Have a good day. God bless you and remain strong. You got this.